Yo, what's up? Welcome to the second weekly edition of No Debate, brought to you by your two hosts here, Young D-Fly, Young D Chris, Dustin,
and just Diego.
So today we got a couple big time topics to get into.
Full play. It's been a crazy weekend, free agency in the NBA.
NBA Twitter lived up to its hype. Absolutely, you can say that.
It went wild.
It was fire.
It went wild.
So on to our first debate.
We'll start it off with the Laker watch. LeBron went there.
I mean, we saw that coming.
Yeah.
We did talk about that, but I mean,
I
didn't see him coming by himself.
I definitely did.
I
think he needed another star. I think if he was going to stay a place without another star, it was going to be Cleveland.
Right.
But I guess he really just wanted to move on with his career into the next stage.
If he wins a ring with the Lakers, doesn't matter when he does in that 4 years.
Yeah.
It's even more impressive almost if he gets older and he's still a huge factor.
Yeah, if he's the best player or the second best player on the roster.
Especially with them not getting the help we thought they were going to get. If he wins a ring with them, which with Demarcus Cousins joining the Warriors, it's not happening. But if he wins a ring with them, that will cement his legacy as the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, because it just shows that no matter what system, no matter what coach, no matter what teammates, he elevates them and brings them to the next level. And he is the determining factor whether or not they make it.
Right. And even if he doesn't elevate his teammates, he's that good, he can straight drag multiple franchises to winning championships. Obviously, he didn't drag the Heat, but that's still the Cavs and Lakers, if they don't get any other superstar help, that's dragging multiple franchises to championships, which is
So you think insane. They win over or under 50 games next year?
I think they win about 47, maybe 48.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I mean, the Western Conference is stacked. A lot of teams got better. They'll pity the East, honestly. But that team's got to gel. Unless they bring in Kawhi, then things change. But, I mean, as that team is currently constructed, they're better than the Cavs for sure. But it's a lot of hungry mouths to feed, more than the Cavs.
To me, I think it's easily 50 to 55. They were at 35 last year, and all their players.
So you think LeBron's giving them 20 extra wins?
No, let me finish. They were at 35. Lonzo was hurt for 35 games. Brandon Ingram missed 20 games. So they're all going to develop. That's easily another 10 to 15 games, and then LeBron by himself is a 10. He determines he will swing 10 games.
I can't say that. I mean, LeBron by himself at 34, it's an extra 8 games I'm going to give him. Healthy Lonzo and Ingram, it's an extra 6 games. So I'll give him an extra 15.
So that's 49.
Yeah, I'm saying. Well, I started with 48. I said
what about their development? They're all going to get better.
Yeah, but they've now lost Randall, who was a huge factor in them winning those 35 games.
But they added LeBron.
And I said they're getting 8 extra wins for that, but losing Randall, they have no... What, JaVale's going to be your savior down low? No. Also, I do believe Brandon
Ingram's the rim protection. They didn't have any last year.
Brook Lopez is actually...
not a rim protector.
He's averaged at least a block a game his whole career, so
one block. That's not a rim protector. That's him just being 7 foot and putting his hands up.
That's him knowing where to be at the right time. That's him knowing how to play defense.
JaVale's an athletic center whose biggest role on the Warriors
If you thought J.R. Smith was bad, wait till LeBron has to play with JaVale.
JaVale played well these past couple of years for the Warriors. He did exactly what he was supposed to.
Yeah, because
he had a couple blunders.
He's one of the greatest teams of all time. This Laker team will not be one of the greatest teams of all time.
Yeah, but he's still going to have the same role.
And even on that team, he was still having a bunch of bumbles and mishaps.
He's still going to have the same role. Just protect the rim, catch some lobs.
But it's going to be a little bit more expanded if the Lakers don't get any other front court help.
I don't think that the Lakers' offseason's out yet. I think there's definitely 2 more moves they're going to make. I don't know what it is. I just don't think Matt Johnson's just finishing before the 4th of July. All right, this is the roster we're going into October with.
Yeah, I agree because I do think they need some help down low, but unless they get Kawhi, they're not going to win.
If they get Kawhi, games. It's a wrap. They're winning the championship. They are.
Maybe
healthy Kawhi.
Maybe I could have said a healthy Kawhi on this team with Paul George would have contended with the Warriors.
Contended?
Without Paul George, even with the healthy Kawhi, now with the addition of Boogie, I can't even say that they would make it to 6 games in a series versus the Warriors.
6 games, really?
6 games.
Kawhi, when healthy, was the 2nd or 3rd best player in the NBA.
LeBron's the best player in the NBA.
Exactly.
I get that. The Warriors have the exact same thing. They have 2 of the top 5 players in the league. The Lakers would have 2 of the top 5 players as well.
They don't have the wings. Having big wings who can shoot, defend,
okay,
do
but the Warriors have those 2
best.
top players, and then they got Clay. They got Draymond. They got now Boogie. They got
and
Iggy.
LeBron still
They got
could have won
Livingston.
2 games.
Cook. They got Bell.
They could have won 2 games
rookie.
in this last series. After he broke his hand and after JR fucked up with that roster. And this Lakers roster is way better.
They would have won those 2 games because the first game, Warriors took it lightly on them. I was actually in.
So what?
I was actually
They
in the Bay
still took
Area
it
when that
lightly.
first game happened. The Warriors were fucking around. They didn't care. This was not
Yes,
serious.
the Warriors cared. It was definitely serious to the Warriors.
Everybody knew.
If the finals games.
Everybody
the
knew.
finals games.
No,
Are you out of your
no.
mind?
Everybody knew that the finals happened in the Western Conference. Everybody knew that. Cavs
You
knew
still
that.
have to go and win the
Rockets knew that.
games. You
Warriors
can't just
knew
take
that.
them lightly.
They knew they'd won that series. They knew they didn't have to play their whole heart out. They could still win it. They knew they probably didn't even all need to play. They could have honestly, each of them sat out a game. And they still probably would have swept that series.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah, they would have.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah, they would have.
No, they wouldn't have. In Game 3, if KD didn't play, Cavs by 20. In Game 1, if Steph doesn't play, Cavs by 10.
Yeah, but you're picking and choosing the players that don't play. Say
All right,
game 1.
in Game 1, if any of Clay, Steph, or KD doesn't play,
Yeah, say
Cavs
Draymond
win
didn't
by
play
10.
that first game.
Cavs still probably win.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yeah, Draymond did some stuff.
He did some stuff, but he ain't lock up LeBron, clearly.
You can't lock up LeBron. No one's ever locked up LeBron.
Yeah, but he ain't even slowed down LeBron.
No one's ever slowed down LeBron. The most anyone's ever slowed down LeBron was Iggy, and he still averaged 29, 11, and 13
He
that
ain't
year.
dropped 50 on him, though.
He dropped 40 in 2 games.
He ain't dropped a 50-piece, a record. All right? A 50-point triple-double. That's... You can't... LeBron was still the finals MVP on a losing team. They should have Jerry Wested him.
Yeah, they should.
It
He
doesn't
should have been the
matter.
Finals MVP for the past 4 years.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you that. I'm saying, even though he is that supremely talented, he joins the Lakers, I still don't give him 50 wins. If they bring in some more pieces, maybe. But as it's currently constructed, I don't give him 50 wins. If they get Kawhi, absolutely.
So before we move to the next topic, what's your win? What do you say? Final answer. How many?
Wins? Oh,
Yeah.
as of right now, currently constructed, I'm going to say 48 because I don't think LeBron's even playing all 82 either. So
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he'll play like 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving him 51, 52.
Okay.
It's LeBron.
Okay.
All right.
Well, on to our next topic, Demarcus Cousins watch.
Wow.
Is it, would you say it's an overreaction?
I think it is an overreaction. He was not going to come in till March, so it's not going to make that big a deal in the regular season. When he does come in, they're going to have to integrate him, and they're probably going to want to bring him in off the bench. And so integrating any superstar takes a lot of time, especially when you have 4 other players like that.
I understand.
Caliber.
I understand what you're saying.
And
But the
let
Warriors...
me finish. You have a problem with interrupting. And DeMarcus Cousins, he doesn't have the personality like a Steph or a Clay where they can just take it the back seat. He's going to want his role to be a major piece in their offense, especially because he's playing for a contract year, especially coming from this free agency where he only got offered 5 to 10 million for anyone else and no other offers from most teams. So he's going to need to show that he still can play. So he's going to be trying too hard. So I don't think he'll fit well with them. I get it, he's still an all-NBA center, but he's still coming off this Achilles tear where most players coming back from it are never the same. Elton Brand was a 2-time All-Star. That happened to him. Never lived up to anything close to that. All other players, it's career-ending. Chauncey Billups, it ended his career. Kobe, after that, basically his career was over. He was just playing for the money.
So, yes, as far as injury history, with that specific injury, and Boogie's play style, and his body mass, things don't bode well. But let me tell you something. There is no overreaction. If anything, it's almost an underreaction, even though it is similar to what happened to KD. Understand this, right? You're saying he doesn't even come back to March. Okay, the Warriors don't even they don't care in the regular season. Clearly, you saw that last season. They're a team when focused will set records for how many wins they get, especially now. But they're not focused anymore. Kerr's got having them coach just to get them involved in their own games, right? Regular season does not matter to them. And this just further solidifies why it won't matter to them. Because they went and gave their entire MLE on a player who won't even come back till March, right? Because they don't care about the regular season. It doesn't matter if they're 8 seed. They're still winning the championship, right? Here's the thing: if Boogie does not come back to his former self, the Warriors still win. Last season, Boogie put up 25, 12, 5, and 1-1. If he's half of that, 13, 6, 3, 1, or 0.5. That's still a huge upgrade over anyone the Warriors have, and very well worth the $5 million a year they're giving him, right? And even half himself gives them the best starting five in the league, possibly of all time, right? I don't think he's going to return back to his healthy self, but this is not an overreaction. Boogie, I get it. He's in Sacramento, has never had help, and this is the most help he'll ever get. But it doesn't even matter if he's a toxic head, because Draymond on other teams probably will be a toxic head too. But them together, him understanding what's at stake, it elevated JaVale being there. What's it going to do to Boogie, who actually has talent, right? And he's not an idiot. He just acts out, okay? Demarcus Cousins with the Warriors is literally what the Bible says, first it was water that killed us and it's going to be fire. Yeah, this was the Warriors raining down fire on the NBA. This is like, unless Adam Silver decides that this cannot go down, there's honestly no reason to watch the playoffs next year.
Well, Adam Silver can't change this. They got him legally. That's what a lot of
people...
They
got him legally, but...
A lot of people don't understand that. I hate seeing, like, oh, he stopped CP3 to the Lakers.
Yeah, it was different.
You can veto a trade. You can't veto a signing. But
and he can veto the trade because he owned the team at the time.
Exactly.
So it was different.
But on to what you said it doesn't... You said the regular season doesn't matter to them, which is correct. It doesn't matter to them. But that's not what I was saying. I'm saying since he comes back so late, they have less time to integrate him and get him ready to play in that system and with that team and know his role.
What do you think that he's doing in his time off?
You still have to play. You can't do that from sitting on the bench.
I understand, but he's rehabilitating
himself. I know, but you
have
have to integrate yourself with the team.
Okay, so
that's why when Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Chris Bosh first started playing for their first 27 games, they had like a 500 record. It's because it takes time to feel out your teammates. So they have less time to do that while he's still getting used to playing on his newly rebuilt ankle. And then what else did you say?
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
You gave Ben Simmons Rookie of the Year, right? I know this is not relevant to what we're talking about right now, but you'll see what I'm getting at. He came out the gates firing because he had that year off to learn the plays, to get himself familiar with his teammates, with his coaches, to do film study with his teammate and coaches and see how everyone thinks. So mentally, he was already with them. As soon as he got on the court, it was set. DeMarcus has this summer and half of the year to do that, right? And he doesn't have to do it under the pressure of the bright lights of the NBA. He can do it on his own time in practice with the team. Obviously, if he's hurt, he can't play with them. But as soon as he's healthy, he's not going to come back as soon as he can start playing again. You still give him a couple months. Even if when practicing with the team, he will get acquainted to that team in time for playoffs.
The rehabilitation for it is 12 to 15 months. And so he got hurt. He had surgery in January. So he won't be healthy that long before March.
So he might not come back till March. He might not come back to the playoffs, honestly.
Exactly. And bringing him in the playoffs is such a hard time. That's where everything really matters. And like honestly, you said, it is a foregone conclusion, so that's why it's an overreaction. It was already a foregone conclusion last year and the year before. So them adding this other piece, it's what's the difference? It's still the same thing. I knew it was going to happen last year, and I knew it was going to happen the year before.
The difference is you saw this past playoffs that the Warriors were slipping. With the Rockets, they very well could have lost that series.
But they didn't.
If people were healthy. So because of that, you saw a God bleed. Because of that, you knew maybe we actually have a chance to take down this Goliath. Once you added Boogie, it just shuts the door in your face.
See, I don't think that because I don't think for this year that he'll come back at 50% and he'll fit well with this team. I think that he will be a
29.
head case. And so?
Kobe got hurt at 34. Elton Brand got hurt at 32.
No, very early in his career. He was a two-time All-Star, and then he played 9 more seasons.
With the Achilles injury?
Yeah, he got hurt for the Clippers.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm pretty positive he got hurt when he was...
No, and then he played 9 more years, and he was never the same.
Still productive.
Yeah, you can still be productive, But it's just them adding not some great All-NBA center. That's not what they're getting from Boogie. That's not what they're expecting.
They're getting what they
especially
need from Boogie. Their center was their weakest position, and he fortifies that position. Even if he's not even okay, he's been developing his shooting stroke. So even if he can't bang down low, at least he has a shot. He has been his basketball IQ. Even if he cannot play how he normally plays,
I'm not saying he's a bad player.
Huge.
I'm not saying he's a bad player. I just don't. Everyone's acting like they just added this All-NBA center who's this game changer. That's not what they're adding. They're not adding that. I feel like it's gonna be like Isaiah Thomas with the Cavs. Him not knowing exactly what to do, him trying to do too much to prove what he's worth, so he does get his max contract and make up for the money that he's been losing his whole career. And it's going to be that same way with Boogie, except for Boogie has been a head case throughout his entire career, especially when things don't go his way and it's not working out well for him.
All right, well, I guess moving on, who would you say the biggest winners of the free agency have been so far? As of right now, with 45 trades and signings have been completed.
Well, I would say Lakers just because they got LeBron. And Rondo, I think, was an excellent signing, and I like the JaVale signing. But excluding the Lakers, I like the Pelicans signing Randall for the 2-year, $18 million. I feel for $9 million a year, getting that 18, 8, and 3 player, that's a great signing. Utah returned all its players. It returned Favors, Nito, and Exum. So I think them keeping together that group is good. They proved that they can all play well together and perform in the playoffs. And I like Philly bringing back JJ and adding Wilson Chandler. I like that a lot, especially since they lost Marco Bellinelli.
Yeah, I agree. That was a good move on the Sixers. But the Sixers didn't do enough, in my opinion. Wilson Chandler is good, and he'll be great off the bench, but they didn't do enough. I do agree with you as far as the Lakers. Definitely winners. Anytime you get LeBron to your team, it's a LeBron effect. You win. They won the free agency.
They got the best player.
The Warriors, I am going to say, because it's similar to the Nuggets with the draft, this team was already so stacked. Even if he doesn't pan out, it's a risk worth taking. At $5 million a year, it is an absolute risk worth taking.
Yeah. There's no,
win. Even if you can't
risk.
sign anybody else, it's not even really
they're going to win anyways.
Because they're going to win anyways. And that only fortifies it if he comes back healthy. So they win. They're a winner. I don't know if they per se win, but they're a winner. And then third place is a tie between the Mavs and the whole Eastern Conference. Maybe I might give it to the whole Eastern Conference. It's wild. It's open out there. It's wide open out there to win to go to the finals. I mean, you won't win, but
in the Eastern Conference, it's wide open. I think it's definitely a 2-horse race.
Yeah, it's a 2-horse race, but the Raptors, depending on how their coach runs out, they could make some noise. The Bucks could very well make some noise. I think there's 2 main favorites, but I think there's a couple of teams out there who could make some noise.
I don't think the Raptors have the talent to.
I don't think they'd win a championship.
I don't think they get past the second round, especially because I think this is really going to be Giannis's coming out year, and that those.
It depends where they seed, because if the 76ers have to play the Celtics before the Raptors do,
well, the 76ers and the Celtics are going to be the 1 and 2 seeds.
Depends if actually I'll give you that.
They're going to be the 1 and 2, so they're going to play each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. Right. And so Toronto's going to have to play. Probably Milwaukee is going to be 4, and Toronto's going to be 3.
So they won't play each other. Oh, in the second round, okay. Yeah. So they probably won't make it up the second round, but it's a damn shame. They shouldn't have sent away Dwayne Casey, honestly, because then I'd say they could.
Yeah, it wasn't even their fault they would lose every year. It's just you're playing LeBron,
right?
He just had something over that team where he could just kill them. Right. He just killed them, and it wasn't even fair.
He's a basketball savant. They would say about Jordan, he's so good he'd tell you what he's going to do before he did it. Bron's so good he'd tell you what you're supposed to do before you do it, knowing your plays better than you do.
That's why I love the Rondo the Rondo signing, because Rondo's another very intelligent player who can do the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
And I like the Lance signing. A lot of people are saying that none of these players can shoot, and LeBron has been at his best throughout his career when he can just sling it to players cross court and them shooting. But all these players are competitors, and that's what LeBron really wants with this young core, is people who can teach the young players how to compete and how to win and how to be smart, aside from
and the young players can shoot.
Yeah.
excluded, but I think he'll develop a shot.
I think he'll develop enough of a shot to be able to be a threat. Maybe not a 3-point knockdown artist,
but they're young players can shoot. Even up to Mo Wagner can shoot. So he's still got shooters. It's just his main competitors, his dogs, are not. But they're competitors, and that's what he wants.
Exactly.
He didn't have that in Cleveland.
Because you need players like that. That's the Warriors have Draymond.
Yep.
The Rockets have PJ Tucker.
Absolutely.
You need these players that are hard nosed and just can get gritty and go up for the loose balls and everything like that. And so I think those signings were great.
Absolutely. Also, sneakily like the Mavs offseason because they got Doncic, EuroLeague MVP. They got DeAndre. Their starting lineup all of a sudden is looking much improved. Like they might make some noise. They could potentially sneak into the playoffs a year removed from being a top 5 draft pick.
Yeah.
Not saying they will, but they have the potential
I don't
to
think
do
they
it.
could.
They have an All-NBA center. They have Dennis Smith Jr. who's going to develop. They have now Luka sharing the backcourt with him, the MVP of the EuroLeague. They got Barnes out there, and Dirk can hide all of his defensive woes on DeAndre and be open for just offense. And yeah, he's gonna have some defensive looking at him, but because Doncic is there and Dennis is there.
But you still have to remember that Portland, the Pelicans, and Utah.
Pelicans just fell out the playoffs. That was just, they fell out. They lost Rondo and Boogie. They just fell out the playoffs.
Rondo didn't do much in the regular season. They didn't make it there because of Rondo. They made it
but
because
Boogie did much during the regular season.
Till January, and then Anthony Davis went on a tear to get him to the 6th seed.
Right, but if he was not propelled there with Boogie, but with Boogie the first half
of the season. Well, they got
season,
Julius Randle to pick up some of the slack for that.
Randle is not a healthy Boogie.
He's not a healthy Boogie. I said pick up some of the slack, not become the next Demarcus Cousins. We know when Demarcus is healthy,
I don't know. I'm writing him off. I'm writing him off. I mean, the Lakers are going to take a spot.
They still have the Drew.
I think the Nuggets might take a spot. And the truth is...
The Nuggets, I feel, are definitely taking a spot.
Drew is cold. He is cold. But I think the Nuggets and the Lakers are going to take spots. I think the Mavs might contend to take a spot. Depending on where Kawhi gets traded, the Spurs might be kicked out, and I think the Pelicans are definitely kicked out. There's not space. Trailblazers could lose their spot, but they have mostly the same core depending on usage. I think Nerlens would have been a huge addition for them, especially at the price Thunder paid for him.
I think Nerlens would have been good for him.
And they offered, I don't know if they gave it to him, but they offered Yusuf way more.
I don't like Nerlens to OKC.
I don't either, but
I have Steven Adams. They just...
But now... Excuse me. Now they get no break defenses. The opposing team now gets no break from a
rim
strong defensive presence. So
we were talking about rookies. So what do you think of Trae Young? What do you think he's going to turn out to be?
I think the Hawks were bold to take that trade. If I were them, I wouldn't have. Yeah. Even if you're trying to reconstruct the Warriors, I just would have been like, Doncic, look at my stuff. I don't think he's going to be a bust because he did put up 28 and 8 and started the season off putting up 30 and 10 his last collegiate season, his one and only. But I think rookie season he might put up maybe 16 or 17 a night, maybe 5 assists, and he'll slowly get better from there. I'm not giving up on him. I'm not giving him a bust yet. I do know he did play really poorly in his solo summer league outing this year so far, as of recording this. So I'm not giving up on him yet, but that was a terrible game. But I think he's young. He's got the pressure of a whole franchise on him. It's just nerves.
I think he'll be a mid-level player, about equal to JJ Redick. He's small and he doesn't seem to have any type of muscle on him at all. He takes bad shots and he doesn't make them. He just shoots and shoots and shoots. He seems kind of dumb, to be honest. When you hear him talk, he doesn't sound like the sharpest tool in the shed. He's not athletic and he can't play D at all. And like you said, I think the pressure is going to get to him. Because we saw, and when there was no pressure at the beginning of the year, he was doing all these things. And then as the pressure started building, as ESPN ran constant highlights of him and everyone was talking about him, he started to slowly fall off and fall off and fall off. People compare him to Steph. Steph kept elevating his game when he was in college and the pressure started mounting. He led his team, Davidson.
Trey didn't get a chance to do that.
Because he kept losing.
No, Steph elevated per year, not per game. Like, yeah, he did per game, but not as drastically as he did per year.
Still, you could see the pressure getting to him, and you could see that it would start to chip at him. And so as people start to talk more about him once he gets into the NBA, everyone's going to go after him. It's going to be like what Patrick Beverley did to Lonzo when they first played. Everyone's going to go after Trae Young, and Trae Young doesn't have the size or the strength or the athleticism to compete with that. And then they're talk all on ESPN, what's happened to Trae Young? Where'd he go? Why is he missing all these shots? And I think the pressure throughout his career will just get to him. I don't think he has the mental toughness or sharpness to power through that and to be able to withstand it. And I think that at best, he will be a player equal to JJ Redick, just a shooter who can create some offense and get assists. I think his ceiling, his best year ever, will be a 20-7 year, which is good. But I think that is his absolute ceiling. I don't think he'll be anywhere close to Steph Curry. He might make one All-Star team at best.
Wow, you have absolutely no faith in Trae Young.
Don't believe in him.
No faith in Trae Young.
I heard him try to read, and he couldn't do it. So.
Oh, yeah. I've seen this kid in interviews. Never met him personally myself. Don't want to talk badly about a person I don't know, but he definitely, I mean...
I'm not attacking his character. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
He could use some speech classes. But it's okay. He's making millions without him, so... here's the thing about Trae. He's small, yes, but he's been small his whole life. He understands the game of basketball at a fundamental level that allows him to understand that because he's undersized and understrength, probably undermatched, he needs to be elusive. He needs to be agile. He needs to be precise. Yes, he does not make as many big-time shots as he shoots, but in the NBA, I don't think he'll be given that green light that he had in college. I think he'll be given a green light, but not that green light. He will take some dumb shots, don't get me wrong, but he will take a lot more concentrated shots that are within the Atlanta Hawks offense. And especially if they want him to become the next step, they're going to have to let him take some dumb shots. Because he's the only way he's getting better at it is practicing them. So I do understand he's small. And he may not be the sharpest tool in the shed. But he's been small his whole life. That's never been a problem for him before. He adapts, right? He elevates his game.
See, but when you're small in high school, you're playing against kids who have no aspirations to be in the NBA. So you can ball on them
just
just
not
with
in high school last year.
See, you gotta let me finish my point. So when you're being the top player against all these kids, size doesn't matter if you can have skill. And he's probably more athletic than me and you. He's probably more athletic than most people.
More athletic than me.
When you get to college, he wasn't nearly the most athletic. But still, those players aren't very good.
He adapted. What?
College players?
His teammates weren't very good.
College players compared to NBA players are not very good. So when you get to the NBA and everyone is very, very, very talented and very, very, very athletic, that's when it doesn't matter if you've been small your whole life.
28-8 is 28-8 as a freaking freshman. A freaking freshman, dog.
I get it. He had a good year.
What other NBA players do you know who did that? I'll wait for it.
He had the best year since Kevin Durant. Best freshman year.
So, Kevin Durant was even slow to start. I mean, he came out the gate putting up, 18 a game.
See,
but
the thing is, JJ Redick he's the leading scorer at Duke. He put up all these numbers. He did all these amazing things. You would watch him. He would make the tournament, and they would go places, and he would do all these amazing things. But where is he in the NBA? Because he's a shooter who is small, and he's taller than, than Trae Young.
Okay, but they play two different games. He can shoot better than Trae Young, yeah, because he's way older than Trae Young, been doing this for decades.
He could shoot better than Trae Young in college.
I wouldn't say that. He shot better shots, so his field goal represented that, but I wouldn't say he was better shooter than Trae Young in college. Trae Young and him are not the same player at all. Trae Young, JJ Redick is an off-ball player who can do well with the ball in his hands, but not in the NBA. He does not do well with the ball in his hands. Trae Young is a facilitator. He is a playmaker. He is ball dominant as of now. I think he could grow out of that, but he is, as of right now, ball dominant. The way he gets his shots are different than JJ. So they play a different style.
Yeah, no, I'm not comparing them in style. I think just the level of player. JJ Redick is a mid-level player, and that's the only thing I'm comparing about them. I'm not comparing the style or anything. I just compared their size, their shooting ability, and the level of player.
So would you say that Trae Young's ceiling is like Quinn Cook?
No. It's probably higher than Quinn Cook. Quinn Cook's not as good as JJ.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to agree on this one. I'll make a bet with you, though.
What?
In 3 years, if Trae Young does not average at least 20 points, I'll give you $5.
No, because Tyreek Evans averaged like 18 his first year because there was no one else
But he
playing
got
with
coached
him.
terribly after
Because there's
that.
no one else playing with him.
He was playing with people in Memphis this year. And he was put back in his proper position. And all of a sudden, people want him again.
23. If it hits 23, you win. Anything below 23.
Jeez, that's all-star shit in the first 3 years.
Shit.
In the East Conference, if he's putting up 23
in the East,
a game...
the weak-ass East that you just said, that's an open race.
Yes, so if he's putting up 23 a game in the Eastern Conference, that's an all-star.
All right, 22.
If he puts up over 20 a game
It's
in the
one more
Eastern
bucket.
Conference...
It's one more
I'm
bucket.
saying if he puts up over 20 a game in the Eastern Conference, he will be an all-star in the next 3 years.
So you're saying he's going to be an all-star in the next 3 years? Because that's just
I'm
not
saying
how...
over 20 a game. I think if he puts up like 20.6, if he puts up Donovan Mitchell's number, he won't be an all-star in the East. But if he puts up 22, 23 a game, he will have to say he's an all-star. Because if Lou Will was in the East this past season, he would have been an all-star.
Yeah.
And he put up 22.6. With
Exactly.
no assists and no rebounds to go with it. Like...
No, he hit 5 and 3.
Okay, but Trey, if he's putting up 22.6, is probably going to put up 22.6, 7 assists, and probably 3 rebounds.
No.
This dude started off his freshman season putting up 30 and 10. How would he not put up... How could he not get 7 assists?
I bet you he does make an all-star game in the first 4 years. I'll bet you that.
He doesn't make an all-star game during the rookie
First
contract?
4 years. Yeah.
Did Joel make one? Yeah, he did, right? Because his past season was his last year.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take that.
All right. Okay.
All right, so next topic, our top 5 players in the league. Who you got?
Got LeBron, of course.
Yep.
Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Stephen Curry, and James Harden. Since Kawhi didn't play this last year, I had to move him down to 6. If he would have played, he's my number 2 or 3 usually. But since he did all that stuff with his injury and he just didn't play, it's what have you done for me lately? He's done nothing for me lately. So I can't put him in my top 5 when James Harden just won the MVP. Steph Curry is the second most game-changing player on the planet. Anthony Davis is he's the first unicorn, and he's just dominating at everything. Kevin Durant, 2-way player, most unstoppable offensive force ever. And then LeBron James, just the most well-rounded overall player who's dominant at every aspect of the game.
I love these player breakdowns you have. Personally, we have a similar top 5, different orders. I too left out Kawhi because, he played 9 games last year, but he ain't even played 9 games.
Didn't do nothing.
I don't consider him in the league last year, even though he was getting paid.
Yeah, I don't even remember the 9 games.
I don't even remember the 9 games. He was not very good. So I didn't count him for that reason. Next year, you come back and play Kawhi, you'll get some consideration.
Yeah, Kawhi will probably move back into the top 5. He's the best 2-way player in basketball.
Yeah, if he moves in top 5, he'd actually kick out KD. But
he'd kick out KD.
Come on, you ready for mine?
Yeah,
we have some more players, but we have
he'd kick out Kevin Durant.
First we have LeBron, best player on the planet, best player of all time. So there's no doubt he's best player in the league right now. Second, AD.
Okay,
AD
I'll
is,
take that.
like you said, he's the OG unicorn, man. He took that Pelicans team. Yeah, the Drew helped out, Rondo helped out a lot, but that team doesn't make the playoffs without AD.
He's been doing
and
this
they don't
for
win
years.
that. They don't sweep that series without AD.
Yeah.
He's such a great 2-way player, so athletic. He's such a great mind for the game. He was on an Olympic team before he even played a game in the NBA.
I think that was great for him in his development.
It was.
I think that helped him out a lot.
Absolutely. Even though he didn't have the greatest rookie season, Damian Lillard took that rookie of the year from him, but it's still, for his mental, it's huge. Next, I have Giannis. He wasn't in your top 5, so I got Giannis in there because, like LeBron, he is, besides his shooting, which LeBron didn't develop till later, he was a much better shooter than Giannis is at this point in his career, but still did not really get developed till later. Giannis does everything.
Except win.
Giannis is the team, man. He's just like LeBron. Giannis is the team. Giannis put up 28, 10, 5, 2, damn near 2.
I know, I was thinking about it.
Giannis was insane, man. If he develops that yumper, Giannis you cannot stop him. Because if you give him any space, those long legs, he's gone. And if you give him any space,
dribble from half court and then dunk it. And I've never seen anything near
by
that.
anybody. You cannot give him you cannot play up on him at all because he's gone. And if he develops that shot, you give him space. And he even shoots 35%. It's over. It's a wrap. You cannot guard him. So I got him in the top 3. Then I got KD. But if Kawhi were healthy, I would switch him and KD. KD was, like you said, I mean, he's an unstoppable offensive force, and he even upped his game by playing defense this year. He was fantastic. There's not much to say. I just, wish he had a little bit more of that dog in him, that competitor. But
yeah, he's just a bitch.
He, is what it is. Can't knock his game, just his mental. I'm not
it's just him.
With.
See, usually I don't attack the person, but fuck KD.
Right. Yeah. KD's boogie, honestly. Then to round out my top 5, I got Steph. He, while may not play defense, his offense is so good. He's still a top 5 player in the league without it. He literally changed the game of basketball. He's a modern day Pistol Pete with a 3-point line. So it's like I could not include him right now while he's still in his prime and has fully changed the game basketball. It's played and taught in the youth.
Even little kids, you just go to the park, they're not shooting layups anymore. Mm-hmm. They're stepping from the 3 and just you see them do the little shot from like their hip and just throwing it up.
Right.
It's
like
crazy.
I was coaching a basketball camp the other week, and all my campers came in and they started shooting 3s, and I'm like, I didn't know if I should get upset or not because I'm like, I get it. That's how the NBA is now. Yeah. Those you're
not
can't even
Steph
make
Curry.
These shots.
You
can't make them right now. So stop practicing them. But I'm like, am I stunting their development or what? So this is, it's just huge. It's really interesting. So I love to have him in my top 5. Then who just missed the cut is Harden. I know he was MVP, but his lack of defense doesn't overcome Curry's. So for the offense that he provides, I don't think he's better than AD, KD, LeBron, or Giannis. So then I got Joel and Russ, and then Dame, the top 9. I guess Kawhi would make that top 10, but
you have Dame over Kyrie?
I do have Dame over Kyrie. Yeah.
Wow.
I think if you put them in each other's places, I don't know if the Cavs would have won that championship with Kyrie. But
wait, what? With Dame?
Back in the day, if you replace Kyrie with Dame.
Yeah, you meant
back in the day.
With Dame, you don't know if they would have won.
I don't know if they would have won that championship. Okay. I can't say they wouldn't have, but I really can't say that they would have.
Yeah, Kyrie's a killer.
Kyrie is an absolute killer. But I don't think if the Celtics had as many pieces as they had, I think if you switch them now and Kyrie was on the team that the Trailblazers had, I don't think they would have made the 3rd seed. I don't think they would have even... I mean, they got swept anyway, but I think it would have been even uglier if it was Kyrie instead of Dame. I think Dame has a way that he plays the game. They both are clutch players. They both are fantastic scorers who you can run your entire offense through them. Neither of them really get assists like that. Neither of them really play defense like that. Yeah. Dame is a little bit better at defense, but not by much. But Kyrie Irving is my favorite player in the league. But I think Dame is better than him.
They're very similar in most aspects.
Dame has that dog in him. And Kyrie does not.
Kyrie's a killer, though.
Kyrie's a killer, but he doesn't have
Dame
a dog.
but he's a killer. He's the young Mamba, basically. He talks to Kobe all the time.
I'll agree that.
See, so me, they're pretty much the same player in most aspects. Shooting. The only thing that separate them for me is Kyrie's handle. Yes. I think it's the best handle we've ever seen in the NBA. Ever. Yeah. I get it. There have been a really great handlers, but his handle goes somewhere. When he's doing his moves, it's to make an offensive move and then to get to the bucket or to create space. Every single move is
precise. It's calculated. It's cerebral. Every single thing links to another action that is going to hopefully be successful.
So there's that, and then Kyrie he's one of the top 5 below the rim finishers I've ever seen in my entire life. Left hand, right hand, anywhere. I see him make these shots where he puts this incredible amount of spin. It's like the 3s Curry shoot. They shouldn't go in, but they do. And so this finishing ability that he does, if he gets in the lane, if he throws it up, it's going in. He's just amazing at finishing.
I agree. He is a top 5 finisher in the league, maybe top 3. Kyrie Irving is. He is my favorite player in the league.
He's the best finisher in the league right now.
But Dame is a great finisher as well. The only reason why I say this is because as of right now, it's similar to what you were saying with Kawhi. What have you done for me lately? Kyrie missed the entire last half of the season, and Dame stayed strong. Dame has been a mostly healthy player his entire career. Kyrie has not.
Yeah.
Health is a part of your talent, which is why it's almost a stretch for me to throw AD up there, but he's just so dominant. Kyrie, if they're both healthy, and they're both given their ideal teams, the ideal surroundings, I think that Kyrie's team would win more games. But as of where they stand right now, I have to say Dame is better, but Kyrie is still my favorite player in the league because I do agree with you. He is, if not the best finisher in the league, top 2, top 3. He's one of the best shooters, the best handle in the league at least. I don't know if all of time that I've ever seen, but he does have the best handle in the league right now at this very point. And it has had it for the last decade. Even though he hasn't played in the last decade, he's had it.
For 7 years or whatever he's been in the year. 6, is it?
Probably.
Yeah, it's been ridiculous.
Right. So, that rounds out my top 10 because I guess honestly, Kawhi, you didn't play,
what was
so I'm taking
your top
him out,
5?
so.
It was LeBron, then it was AD,
Giannis,
KD, Steph. So no James Harden.
Harden was 6.
See,
Kyrie was
Giannis
10.
was up there. I was really thinking about putting Giannis in there, but James Harden, he just wins. That's the difference between him and Giannis. And Giannis is in the Eastern Conference. Even last year, before they had Chris Paul, James Harden is taking his team places.
So last week you were saying that D'Antoni was the biggest factor for why that team wins. I'm going to agree. If Giannis had a better coach, I think they would have won a lot more games. If Bledsoe played at least how he played in the Suns, not better, but how he played with the Suns, they would have won a lot more games. Jabari, that just sucks to see him not healthy like that. But they had Middleton. They had the pieces to win more games, but they weren't coached as well as they should have been. His development has been fantastic, but the rest of the pieces around him, they have pieces, and they don't win. And it's not Giannis' fault. He literally did he's one of the few players in the last decade to have led his team in every single stat, if not the first. Mm-hmm. No, I think he's not the first, but he's one of the few players in the last decade to have done that. He literally did everything for his team.
Did it.
Right, yeah, I think LeBron did it. He literally did everything for his team. So I can't say he's not a winner, but I can say that the franchise has failed him.
Yeah. Well, he's number 7 for me, so it's not far out. It's apples and oranges.
I guess that is our top 5. Well, it turned into 10, but I guess that's how we're going to wrap up the show today. So
thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Make sure you subscribe in the little button somewhere.
Oh, yeah. And follow our Instagram. I'll put it in at the end right after this.
Yeah, you'll get updates. You'll get facts.
Daily updates about everything that's happening in the league, just to keep you guys constantly updated so you don't have to tune in and watch our YouTube video every single second to see what's going on.
From these friendly faces here. So,
I know you love seeing our faces. We're pretty.
So fly, you know
it's cool.